And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. And as the cows were going, my stomach said, roar.
Yeah, well, that sounded pretty close.
Where's my Chick-fil-A that you promised me?
They're keeping it warm for us.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, all we got to do is go down and pick it up
We
later.
just got to go pick it up.
Not like a good biscuit in the morning, is it?
Oh, and them dead gum Chick-fil-A chicks.
Those are some of the, I don't know, is it the bread or is it the chicken?
I
that's
think
bad?
it's both. A little bit of butter they got on top.
It's fun. It's fun, isn't it? I almost said fun.
Yeah, both. They're fun to eat.
That's one thing we know now, older in life, is where to eat.
We know what to eat.
Follow us around. We could show you that.
You'll get fat.
Odie, remind me, I know his face. He's been in a lot of movies, and we get word this morning that he's passed away. And I never watched Blade Runner. That was not my thing. Or what was this other one there?
Knives Out. Knives Out was good.
I didn't see
They've
that.
got two of those.
But this guy's been like, I can remember him being on Little House on the Prairie as a
And he
gift.
was more of a support actor than anything else.
Yeah, but he made like he was like a shoemaker or something in Little House on the Prairie one time. I remember him well from that. Daily Mail reporting that he has passed away this morning at the age of 88. His name was Emmett Wash.
Yeah, we hate that because he was a good actor.
Yep, yes, sir, Bob. One of those that probably played in The Bad Guy or somebody or secondary person in a lot of those TV shows.
Yeah.
It was 250 TV shows they said that he appeared in.
Wow.
That's a long list, is it not?
Yes, it is. 60 years in the business.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see here. Nearly 200,000 people that were going to be deported it's not going to happen after they failed to file the paperwork correctly there from the Biden administration.
They don't know where they are. They don't know what jurisdiction they got to go to court in. They have absolutely no information on these people. They just let them in. And it's like...
When it's time to go, fill out your paperwork right. That needs to happen a lot there. Now, we always urge you, if you've got children, to make sure you know what they're doing. We have a 12-year-old girl who pretended to be 18 years online. What she do, and you know where we're going with this, she joined a dating app. She is now missing. This is just awful there. She met a stranger online and most likely met up with him and hasn't been seen since. Now, we're not saying that anything's happened to her, but it could. You don't want your 12-year-old daughter off with some... Y'all know what's out there. What do they call them, predators? Is that what
And
that
the
is?
ones that are on the internet doing this is predators.
Yeah, I won't name the business of this, but this is a national chain. And as America has major internal problems where other countries are laughing at us, truly, as men try to figure out if they're men or not, a national company, the dressing room, so you go to work out, and they'll allow a man who thinks he's a woman that day in there with other women. Their stocks are tumbling over this. Now, executives and a small percentage of Americans think that's okay, but I think the heartland of America is totally against this, Odie.
Yes.
And it's causing a huge separation in America. The people are just getting split left and right. You do this, you do that. Values have changed.
Now, we're talking 2% of America.
Yeah, and they're running America now, the 2%
And
are.
yeah, because we don't have anybody with kahuna standing up saying, no, this is how it's going to be.
Because they're scared.
There's two people. It's an innie and an outie. It's simple.
But
even with the education system we got now, they ought to know an innie and the outie.
But it goes further than that of the thinking of the way America does outside of that belief of into politics and the way what's right and wrong, and just like if you steal something or you don't steal something, America just can't seem to figure out which one is right. We know.
People don't pay attention to politics anymore. They look and say, "Ooh, incumbent. I'm still living. Let's vote for him."
Like let's just take an example of let's say 1870. Do you really think a man that broke into your home could sue you because he hurt his leg breaking in your home?
No.
Now that's a pretty common thing. That well, if you hadn't have had that bowl over there, I wouldn't trip breaking in your house. But we have judges that think that's right, and that do rape and things. They give them, well, your feelings are hurt. You can get out now. That ain't the way it works.
Giving you a pass. We're sorry we stepped on your toe.
Now, her first song has gone number one on this, and you have to address some things. Beyonce, she has done a country album. The first song went number one. Is it country? Absolutely not. Can you understand the words? Yes, probably better than some other country songs. So I'm not running her down at all. But is country music ready for this as she does her album cover?
Why not? Country music's not country music.
No, it's not. She ain't wearing nothing but a, what do you call a sash, like a Miss America, but it's, what's it have written on it here?
Act 2 Beyonce.
And that's all she's got on. That's it. I'll show you the horse picture. It doesn't really show anything because but I still don't want to. But this is maybe the back cover of the, right here as we go to Daily Mail. That's what the second picture is going to look like. Okay,
so we're going to go back to the last story and connect it with this right here.
What's that?
Why did that 12-year-old want to post as an 18-year-old? Because all they've seen is this sex stuff being thrown at them every single time they turn the TV on.
Yeah.
Every single time half the news places show stuff like this with Beyonce, they'd post this on TV. This is all kids know nowadays is sex. They see sex, they hear about sex, and then you want to know why a 12-year-old is more worried about getting on the internet and posing as an 18-year-old than being a dadgum kid.
You know, back in the day, they had the Bradys they were one of the very first ones that the mom and dad stayed in the same bedroom. You go back to Dick Van Dyke, all of that was separate.
Yep.
Things have so changed. And Gone with the Wind, the first ugly word that was ever said. And in today's world, that is nothing.
Oh, yeah. And now we're talking, growing up, you didn't have any of that.
I know what it is,
risque.
Odie. I have solved the mystery, and I think you have to. Family. You got to have
family is
a father and a mother as leadership roles. We don't even have, as we get into this, I'm not trying to get on a soapbox this morning, but you've got to have heroes for kids to look up to. That guy, that woman who stands apart from the crowd and does right. Wait a minute, the Lone Ranger. He done that. No matter what, the Lone Ranger done the right thing, didn't he?
That's right.
Charles Ingalls done the right thing.
Whether somebody sees you or not doing the right thing.
Now we got celebrities in rehab, and it's played over and over in Below Deck and everything that they show on there.
And we've got
that was
superstars. She catches up with it all the time. But we've got people who they pose as a superhero because they play in the NFL and got videos of him beating his wife down in the elevator. And they blow it off and they portray him as a hero. And without guidance in the homes,
other kids look at
that as that's okay.
Yeah.
And you wonder why.
But you're right on that. I hadn't even put that two connection, but there is many times these football stars do that.
Yeah.
Will beat a woman down.
And you give them all the kudos in the world.
Yeah, that's not okay.
No, you do. We talked about this yesterday. You do not raise your hand at a woman.
You're right. We do need a Farrah Fawcett poster to cure this.
Yes, we do.
Scotty Ray and Odie, good morning to you. We got a lot going on this morning. We want to tell you what's happened in the last 24 hours. If you're coming into Meridian westbound, we do have an accident.
Yeah.
I-20 mile marker.
I-21 65. Got Russell is out there with them. FedEx truck, he's a piggyback, and they tried to all get together and have a meeting with each other.
Let's talk about that meeting here. Let me see if I can find the old meeting there and show everybody a picture of this.
We've got a little fuel on the ground. BNC towing is on scene. They're getting all that cleaned up. Floyd's running the leadership out there. Floyd Hurt, he's a good one.
And there we go. That's what it looks like there.
Yeah.
So as you can see, one lane is blocked, so it's going to be slow getting by there because you got emergency workers on the scene, and we don't want anybody bumped by any means. So drive careful. It hadn't broke clear. Well, what? Yeah, I'm lying. It's daylight out there, isn't it?
It's getting there. Yeah.
Kind of hard to see up in here.
You know, Mississippi Blues lady brought this up.
What'd she say?
And I do. Travis Kelce and Andy Reid during the Super Bowl. Andy Reid, the head coach.
Oh.
And he pulled Travis Kelce off of that next play. And he got in his face.
He sure did.
And gave him a what for. Now, Andy just sat there. And I think he knew that he was on the big screen. I ain't talking about the big one in the stadium, but around the world. But that right there is pure, blatant, 100% disrespect. And if I was Andy Reid, I'd have told him to sit your butt on the floor. And when we're through with this game, you can find you another team.
Well,
I don't care how good you are. You will not act like that.
Let's take it a step further. The parade where the people lost their lives, he continued with the party. He was a drunk.
Yes.
That is not, I don't care who you are. That is not what you do.
And a good NFL team would have been just like they did with Colin Kaepernick. No, we don't believe in your values. We don't want you on our team.
They didn't do that. And
now he got away with it.
Yep. So others will follow suit with that.
Yeah, they need to stick together on that and say, no, you do not belong in the limelight of being a hero.
Let's back up, Odie. We're dealing with an organization that does not believe in standing and paying salute to the American flag all at the same time.
You're right. What gave you the freedom to have that football game to begin with?
So I don't want, and you know that I do not watch them at all anymore. I have about that much respect for the NFL.
And I like the Saints. I've been a Saints fan ever since I was an Ain't fan. And I'm back to being an Ain't fan. But I tell you, I've really, over the past 4 years, I have really liked Kansas City Chiefs. I like Mahomes. The first time I saw that kid play, I was like, man. And I watched him a couple more games, and I said, this dude's sharp as a tack. I really liked him. And I have supported them for the past 4 years. I've even pushed them. I wanted them to win on this. But the thing about it is, I just lost all respect because of what they said. Go Saints. That's right. Go Saints. That's my number one. But boy, after they got rid of Drew,
but you
Drew
go
left.
back to what was his name, the guy that Tim Tebow, who used to kneel and pray. They jumped on him for kneeling, but it was okay to do the other. We'll drop the subject, but that gives you a perspective of what we're talking about, of role models.
Well, we
need them
can
in
stay
America.
on this subject for a while.
We got something good we're going to share with you in just a moment, and also how on earth a Mississippi Highway Patrol officer is okay is a miracle. We'll tell you about that next as we begin your day.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real steel. Find yours.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
That means we got to talk.
It's us again.
We were looking at pictures.
Yeah.
Well, as I mentioned, let's go ahead and talk about this a minute here. A trooper got into a little bit of trouble yesterday afternoon. I got a lot of things going. Why is all those troopers up in the medium of the highway? He didn't have a choice.
He had to park right there real quick.
His steering wheel came off in his hand. And I am not exaggerating when I say the steering wheel came off. I'm not saying something was loose. I'm saying it fell in his lap. As we go, here's a drive-by of what was going on there. That's where it came to rest.
He didn't pull into that grassy area. That's where the car drove. It took itself after he just slowed down. And a lot of people commented on that post on there, and a lot of them was the same thing. The Lord broke that off right then because he was fixing to get on the interstate.
Explain. I'm not a full-fledged mechanic, but I want you to explain this to me because those things are testy, if I'm not mistaken, those airbags. When that
a little trigger.
Could that have?
Very, very much so. When I was after I got back from the Navy and went back to MCC, I had to take speech. So I took some classes, but speech wasn't one of them. Well, now I had to do it. And in there we had to do I should have paid attention. We had to do a speech and illustration and use videos and all this stuff. And one of my classmates says, "Hey, I'm going to do it on the dangers of an airbag." Oh. And they took an airbag and stuck it under a dipsty dumpster.
Yeah.
You know what a dipsty dumpster is?
Have no idea. A dipsty?
Dipsty dumpster.
Explain
you know the big
it.
green boxes that we used to have to take our trash
Yeah,
to?
that's called the green box.
Well, we called them dipsty dumpsters.
Not in scuba, we didn't.
Did y'all have a green box?
No, that's why we call them green boxes.
So anyway, they stuck this up under there and set it off. And it threw that dipsty dumpster about 10 feet in the air, and it was flipping. That's the power behind these things. And it doesn't take but one little set to pop that off. And if you're not seat belted in, when that goes off, it could do some damage. I mean,
Imagine
a lot of facial damage and everything else.
I've seen a lot of people with busted noses when those things.
You still get hurt being in a seatbelt.
And let me ask
you're
this,
held away.
since you brought that up. We all know that there are some folks who are smaller than others, not as tall as others, and it puts your face lower to that.
Yes.
That could be dangerous, could it?
Well, and that's why you don't put kids in the front seat of a vehicle.
There you go.
Or you turn off the passenger seat airbag because it's more damaging than not having an airbag.
It sure is.
But yeah, those airbags are nothing to play with, and if that would have just gone off, wow, that's scary to even think about.
As we mentioned, we have a special guest this morning who went all the way from Collinsville, Mississippi, down to where'd you go? Which coast did you go to?
We were down on the Gulf Coast in Panama City Beach, Florida.
Did you have a great time, spring break?
Yeah, it was an awesome spring break. Super awesome spring
break. A lot of good-looking girls, I guess.
No.
We're going to hem him up on this.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, don't bring that up.
Yeah, didn't take you long to volunteer for this, did it?
No, sir.
Beach, we're going to the beach.
And what's different about this is, Odie, and I like this concept of, we heard so much about Fort Lauderdale and the things that go on where it's drinking and not. But there's also a different side to this. And explain what you and the church did. Y'all got together and done what?
Yeah, so we were down there with a ministry called Beach Reach. And Beach Reach is, it's a ministry that's been going on since 1980 with a guy named Buddy Young. And he started this with a group of college students that he was ministering in Dallas. And he took them down to South Padre Island in Texas to do, some evangelism, to share the gospel with the people who were on spring break there, some lost college students. And so they went down there and they camped out in tents on the beach. But while they were there and as they were sharing the gospel with people, they realized that as a prominent spring break location, that there was such a need for transportation. That transportation was a huge problem down on the coast when it came to spring break. And so this idea of Beach Reach translated over to Panama City Beach because, as you know, South Padre and Panama are two locations where spring break is super heavy, and that's where all the college students like to go for spring break. There's thousands and thousands of college students.
So y'all were
there.
ministering to college students as they partied, more or less.
Exactly.
All right, now let's back up. It's a great cause, but it's somewhere because humans are humans. And tell me how you dealt with this. Were you thrown some ugly remarks from people who'd been drinking, and how did y'all deal with that? Did that happen?
Yeah, there's definitely times when people are just completely uninterested in the gospel, and they see something like Beach Reach that's taking place, and they just say, "Oh, well, we don't want anything to do with that," or they may throw a cuss word or two at you, and say.
And I want to just put the reality of what it's like of what you do, because it does take some. Is the word I'm looking for guts to go against the grain?
You can say
to
guts.
do the right
that's
thing.
a good way. Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Now, how many were in your party there?
Yeah, so total students that were serving with us through the ministry called Beach Reach in Panama City was 628 students. So and this is students from all across the country. We had students from Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas, Indiana, Illinois, Massachusetts, Missouri. Really, students from mainly the Southeast and maybe a few from up north, but there were a lot of students here.
Now, what about from Collinsville First Baptist? How many of y'all went from there as is a disciple the word I need to use, as a disciple from the church? Is that a good way to?
Our group actually came from MCC, the Baptist Student Union, which is where I serve and do most of my ministry on campus at
Baptist
MCC.
ministry?
Yeah, the Baptist ministry there. And so we had a group of 6 that came from there, and we actually found out about this through the University of Southern Mississippi and their Baptist Student Union. Their director informed ours about it, and we said, well, that's awesome, and so we're going to go down there and we're going to serve. And so the ministry looked a little bit like this. So we have over 600 students there, right?
Right.
So when the guy who originally started this noticed there was such a need for transportation, he said, well, let's just take advantage of this opportunity and let's come up with some form and method of transportation for these students and use that to share the gospel with all of these spring breakers who are down here for spring break. And so they came up with the shuttle ministry. And so basically what we do all week is we offer free shuttle rides from 9 o'clock at night to 2 o'clock in the morning to any spring breaker who is in need of a shuttle ride. And so we advertise it all throughout the week on the vans, on the windows of our vehicle. And we hand college students these cards that say, hey, you can call this number from 9 o'clock at night to 2 in the morning, and we'll give you a free shuttle ride. We'll meet you wherever you are, and we'll take you wherever you need to go. And in the midst of that, we share the love of Jesus Christ with those students as they're in the van, and we share the gospel with them, and we pray over them. We say, hey, we're nothing. We're not here for anything. We're not here to condemn you. We're not here to push you down. We're just saying, hey, we're beggars, and we're just trying to tell other beggars where they can find bread.
Was this your first time to do it?
Yeah, this was my first time to do it. But again, like I said, it's been going on for about 43 years now.
That's pretty strong, isn't it, Odie?
But that is, a awesome deal with an awesome service. Now, is this something that you would like to continue to do year after year?
I would love to continue to stay involved with this year after year. It was an incredible experience. I saw a lot of personal growth, in my faith, and I know that the Lord really used the ministry, to impact and to touch other people. And I'd like to share a few numbers from the week, if that's okay.
Yeah, give us some
I
numbers.
know when it comes to ministry, it's not about numbers. It's not about numbers. But I would like to share some numbers just to show that I think this really was a hit and that the Lord really used this.
Okay.
So, like I said, 628 total college students down there serving in Panama City Beach. We had a total of 74 vans. Okay, so that's 74 different vehicles.
I'm glad they use your credit card.
Right. Who were transporting college students, mostly intoxicated, of course, as you can tell, from wherever they need to go to wherever they want to go. We gave a total of 1,902 rides, and that was to a total of 9,094 riders, so total passengers. There was also a pancake ministry that was going on where they served, a local church that was partnered with Beach Reach served pancakes to any college student for free. We served a total of 432 plates of pancakes. We were able to pray over 4,526 students. We had a gospel conversation with 5,233 spring breakers, and we saw 101 people come to faith in Jesus
great.
Christ over the week.
And truthfully,
is awesome.
there's sometimes that's the first time that people have ever heard that. You never know one's background, what their
right.
parents are, and they
Yeah.
may never have heard of this
Well,
before.
we talked about how that football player was portrayed as a hero and
Correct.
all that. Brian Miller, you hit the nail on the head, and he said, "Here are your heroes." This is a hero to go out in that type of environment, spread the word of God, bringing, would you say, 101 dedicated their
101.
life to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That is a hero, because I can bet you that football player didn't bring a single soul with him.
I'm with you on that. We'll be right back. More to come this morning. Scotty Ray and Odie.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
Go back.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. And Braden touched on something that I want to ask him about that I was not aware of. You said that you went to MCC, and this is an organization at MCC?
Yeah, correct. So I serve as the president of the Baptist Student Union. So most people know it as the BSU, and BSU is popular across the state of Mississippi. But essentially what it is a campus ministry. And so we have a director who is over our campus ministry at MCC, and I'm just privileged to serve on the leadership team there and serve as the role of president.
Because you don't really hear a lot about this organization. Right. I didn't know it existed. That's why I started questioning you about this. I didn't know they offered this there. That's wonderful. How many members do y'all have?
Right, so we have around 12 members on our leadership team, and our big night, the night we push for, and the night that all of our students on campus, even some of our staff will show up sometime, is Thursday night. So tonight at 6:30, we'll be having what we call family groups, and it's basically essentially a small group Bible study where we all come together, we fellowship, we eat together, we sit down for a meal, and then we break up into small groups, and we just read scripture together. We have spiritual conversations, and on a given night, we'll have anywhere from maybe 50 to 80 people who will show up.
Let me ask this, because a lot of people are shy, I think is the best way to word this, that are interested in it but don't know who to ask. How do they get in touch with you? If say you're a member, you go to MCC, and you knew nothing about this, how do they get in touch with you to learn more about it?
For sure, yeah. We're constantly, as a leadership team, trying to push and promote this throughout campus. So we're constantly walking up to students in the hallways and inviting them to BSU. But also we have posters and bullet, little sheets of paper that we have posted on the bulletin board that have our information on there. And the best thing that we try to do is we use the Remind app or a Remind text. And so we'll have hey, you can text 81010. Text that number, and in the text box type at MERBSU4, and that's all listed out on a sheet of paper. And you can begin
all that. Odie.
Yeah, it's new technology,
Google.
and so they can begin receiving notifications about when we have events and when things are taking place. And you're right. Most people are shy. A lot of times, it's very rare that someone shows up by themselves.
And that's what was in my mind.
Usually, someone when people show up, they're with somebody else. They're with a friend. So that makes it more important for us as a leadership team to intentionally invite people and to say, hey, come with me. You don't have to show up by yourself, but I want you to come with me, and I want to bring you with me.
Do you have like an old-fashioned telephone number anybody could call to learn more about it? One of those things that they could call?
We do not have a telephone number, but again, like I said, you can find out more information about the BSU on the Lauderdale Baptist Association website, or you could also go to the MCC website and go to campus activities and find more information about the BSU. But again, the best way would be to sign up for our Remind text, which is to text 81010, and then in the text box types the @ MER BSU4, and you'll begin receiving notifications about everything that we have going on.
Boy, if we had other people in the background typing all this stuff, we'd have that up on the screen, wouldn't we?
We need a bigger crew. Also, you've got that going on tonight for college kids and all, and then tomorrow night they have a huge deal going on at City Hall. Pray for our city, bringing Christ back. Our city, our county, our state, they're going to pray for all that. Ask God to come back and lay his hands on our area. Praise in the City Hall lawn at 6 p.m. So be down there starting tomorrow night.
Yeah, a lot going on there. Braden, we can't thank you enough for dropping by and talking with us about this. We've learned a lot. We appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I'd like to give a special thanks to, our BSU director on campus at MCC, Chris Thomas. He does such a phenomenal job leading us and pouring into us. And he's also the one who took us on the trip and helped fund a lot of that for us. And then the people who came along with me, which were Gracie Weatherford, Casey Williams, Emily Sherman, and also Emily Martin. And so thanks to our team and just Beach Reach as a whole who made that possible, who started that ministry and gave us the opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with college students in Panama City Beach, Florida.
I'll keep these folks in your prayers of what they do. It is our future that we pass along this information to the next generation. We appreciate you doing that.
Yes, we do.
Braden, take care of yourself.
Thank y'all.
As we look at this, boy, I got told. Jan tells me this was going on back in the 70s. I didn't know that.
And Joseph wants to know if Greg can type. But no.
We tried that.
He can't type. He can't even spell internet.
I ain't picking on nobody.
And don't know what the @ sign is.
I am going to have to move to an iPad, I think, because my thumb, when I type things, is bigger than those little buttons on the computer, on your phone.
You can turn the phone sideways.
Well, that didn't help me any. My finger takes up like 4 keys, and then it's back and forth for backspace, backspace, backspace.
Yeah, but see if you turn it sideways.
Yeah, that still don't help me.
You may have to use your pinky.
The troubles that I encounter every day. And then there are those times when I use voice text, and then there's no telling what y'all will read.
Knowing that it don't speak redneck.
It does not.
not Kemper County redneck anyway.
Scotty Ray and Odie, we'll be right back.
Spring is finally here, and at Paris Kubota, we currently have just under 500 mowers in stock. Z-Series 42-inch for only $43.99 cash or around $86 a month, and we're offering free delivery and pickup. And did you know for only $4 a month, you can also add a Husqvarna handheld to your deal? Come see us, Meridian. We've moved to our new location, 2401 Jimmy Rogers Parkway. Stop by in and find you one of these great deals.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rock House Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rock House Gun and Pawn. It's us again.
Here we go. Now, there's nothing wrong with a Kemper County redneck. I sit beside one every morning.
we sometimes don't
I'm a
have.
Lauderdale County redneck.
It's the technology that we sometimes have issues with.
Yeah.
It is with me anyway.
And then, what about a stylist? He can't even keep up with his glasses, much less another pen.
Oh, that's it. I thought you meant like a hairstylist. I was going to say there's no use for that. I'd never keep up with that. Greg gave me a Christmas present, and I put it up purposely because I'm afraid I'll lose it. Yeah. I lose during the course of a day's time ink pens. It's just
that's why you bought 100
over.
of them this last time, wasn't it?
And then this is what I got left here. We had a little incident up in the studio. I'm missing a
ear. If you see an ear.
I don't know how that happened, but
no, it didn't break off at the screw part.
No, it broke off on the side there. I didn't know I was that strong.
Oh, there's Danny Todd saying, "Good morning,
hey,
Scotty
Danny.
Ray on the corner of this road and that road, and in 15 minutes we're gonna have a wreck."
Let's go back and look at the things that happened in history.
Oh man,
I can remember this being one of the first guys outside of country music that I heard. He really had a great sound. I Want to Go Back was one of his big ones. Take Me Home Tonight. Anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Let's go back for 1949. He was born today, Eddie Money. Now, somehow or another, I don't think that's his natural born name. That just sounds made up, doesn't it?
It does.
But
and I can't remember what it was.
Great singer he was.
He had a good voice.
I'm sure he done some other songs, but well, that's the only two I know.
And nowadays you don't know how a voice really sounds because everybody now synthesizes all their stuff.
You're right.
But hey,
all singers, they're tweaked.
Just a little bit.
When you hear them on a TV show and they got just themselves and a guitar and they sound good, they're the real deal.
That's the real deal.
Let's go back to 1946. We got out of alignment there. This guy was born. Wasn't he like a Bond guy?
He was a Bond, I think, for one
show.
Timothy
Dalton, and he had an accent to him, if I remember right. But he was in a lot of other movies. Mm-hmm. Probably ended up on the Hallmark Channel, and we just don't know it.
Greg will know.
Yeah, we need to get Greg back in to find out all this. I could never pronounce this girl's last name. She was if you were to watch the show, I would put it. She wasn't she more the liberal child on the TV show? Yeah. As we go back for y'all remember it, the Cosby Show. She had that husband that let her run everything, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He didn't wear the britches up in the family.
Well, he did, but everybody laughed at him.
I remember watching this. It was funny.
It was.
What was the song that they sang? Twist and Shout.
That was one up. Yeah, that was one he did in the parade.
Yeah, the big one there.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller. Y'all remember that? 1962, that old boy was born. Matthew Broderick.
Oh, man.
Was he able to ever do another movie after that?
Not near as
powerful
the escalade as that is. And I don't think he was the star of another movie.
I just don't ever remember seeing him after that. And then that guy with the long head that was in it, that was his best friend.
Yeah, his dad's Corvette that they. Or no,
I'm talking about his best friend that ran around with him. He had such a long head.
Yeah, that was his dad that had the Ferrari that they crashed out the back window.
I still love the guy that was going to park it and went for the joyride with the ponytail following him.
Ben's got us. Eddie Money, Edward Joseph Mahoney.
Okay.
All right. Mahoney. Every time I hear that, I think of Police Academy.
You're right. The only reason I know this woman, she went into the pages of history with Donald Trump.
Yes, she did. You ain't heard from her either.
Only Rosie O'Donnell. I'll never forget that as long as I live. And she has a birthday today. She's somewhere spreading liberalism right now.
Yeah, if y'all want to buy her cake, go for it. It's your money.
1977, it had a little tune and it said, "Have you ever felt a Southern night?" Still number one today. Still on the charts there from old Glenn Campbell and all the gang there. 1980, this would go on for 3 months. Everybody and everywhere you went. Who did it? Who done it? And we all guessed. As we go back for the biggest TV, it worked. It was the cliffhanger.
It did. Yeah. And I guess that's what started this. Hey, if we start something and lead America on, we'll get more people to watch. And it happened.
From bumper stickers, the whole 9 yards. Who shot JR? and ended up being his lover and his wife's sister.
Yeah.
At least he kept it in the family.
Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, they were
Even
already
Ray
there for
Krabs did.
Thanksgiving.
He kept it with his niece. But, when they started the show out, he was having an affair with her. And then later on, they would have to write the script and make him a brother, which meant that the entire first season or two, he was having an affair with his niece. And they never addressed that.
Yeah, well, there's some things we don't want out there. I liked this one.
What, REO Speedwagon?
Yeah.
Anybody remember this song? Keep on Loving You. I can't carry that tune at all.
Keep on loving
Cigarette lighters upheld everywhere.
Yeah. Now they got an app for that.
Oh, they sure do.
Yeah. People just don't know what the true meaning of holding a Bic up until the thing burns your thumb.
I've heard of that. I have heard of that. Karina brings up Sue Ellen. Do y'all remember, it was so big that Hank Jr. wrote a song about it called This Ain't Dallas and You Ain't Sue Ellen. We're just a man and a woman trying to make a living. I love that song. It was good.
That was a good one.
1981, it was An Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground today, and, well, Willie took it to number one as we go back to remember this number one song from him.
I like Willie. He gives me the inspiration that my voice could sing too.
Yes, it's real bad.
Y'all don't
there's
get
only
mad
one-
at me. Don't jump on here because I'm not talking bad about him because I do love some Willie Nelson.
But it's pretty bad.
But if
The
he
only
can make
thing
it-
worse, I'm just going to go ahead out there and make the other side mad too. Bob Dylan. Man, that's like peeling paint. How did that man ever get a recording contract? I mean, he's pitiful.
It is bad.
Dylan showed it to me, and I'm like, no wonder I never watched or listened to this man.
You tried, huh?
And he's like going to tour to his death, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't he like on a world tour till death?
I think he is. I think he's back on one.
They did a promotional stunt tonight. It was 1983. You had two greats, Merle Haggard and George Jones, together. And they had a song out, which was called, I think it was CC Waterbag. One's from an aching head, the other's from a bloodshot eyes. Well, they held a party at a bar as they released the song, and here's how it went. $12,000 later, after purchasing everybody a shot, that somebody had to pay the bill. And they were at Billy Bob's in Fort Worth is where it all went down. Well, Merle was skinny there trying to wear a perm.
Well, George ain't got no weight on him. They need to come eat with us.
We'll put some weight on you, won't we? You gonna eat that cornbread?
You're going to eat that cornbread.
Always fun with it. 1987, and I have said this before, I just never watched it. Maybe, and I don't see it on reruns, but I know in high school it was all those, they dressed like them, and I never got that because I never, and Odie, you can attest to this, from high school, anybody that's watched that
You
knew
look
me in
just
high,
like it.
this was it. 1986, 1985, Scotty Ray looked the same as he does in 2000, but everybody else was doing the trendy thing and dressing like these two guys here as they made the cover of TV Guide.
So here we go. We get this invitation that says,
What did it say?
we would love to have you at our Christmas party at the governor's mansion, signed Governor Tate Reeves. So we get this invitation, and it's like, this is cool. We have moved up. We're invited to the governor's mansion. And I'm looking in my closet, and I said, look, here's my suit. This is what I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear a suit. And Amy's having to get something to match with it and everything else. And this is what we're going to wear. I want to look good. So I asked Scotty Ray, I was like, hey, what are you wearing? He said, what do you think? I'm going to wear blue jeans, cowboy boots, my hat, and a button-down shirt. And I was like, okay, so you're going to go normal? He said, yeah, this is what I wear. And I said, well, I'm going in a suit, but yeah, I'm cool.
But even, and there's pictures on the wall here somewhere. When we were nominated for a CMA,
That's what
I
you're known by.
I did put on the jacket with my blue jeans. I am what I am, and money, influence. I don't change. Yeah, I can't help it.
It is what it is. That one guy, I still won't never forget it. That guy come up. So how many cows you got?
He had a few.
He said, I ain't got no cows. It's just my persona. Now, Danny said we can come up. Scotty Ray and Odie in the Governor's Mansion. It's a good TV series.
we need to go back. But it was, and I feel for him because it looked like you couldn't sit on anything in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, everything in there is pristine.
Yes.
With these little bitty hamburgers.
They were small hamburgers. Me and
But
you
they
had
were.
to eat like a half a tray before we got.
But they were good. And then the shrimp. The shrimp was this dead-gum big.
Man, they found Mississippi's finest.
Yeah, you had to hold it by the tail and take a bite at a time.
It's like a chicken wing.
It looked like we was eating a turkey leg from the fair.
1993, Billy Ray had the #1 album with Some Gave All. He wasn't scared to show that ponytail to nobody. 1992, we'd move along. This was one of mine. Well, Dallas. If Dallas was in Tennessee, woo, what a great song that was from Alan Jackson. As you go back, remember those great songs. Let's see here. This one, I'll never forget the first time I met this guy. Country is not the word for this guy. He would.
I've got a thinking problem.
Yes, and it was like, whoa. But you know what? America loved it. David Ball,
Yep.
#1. Can you believe that was 94?
Golly.
Been a little while there. As
Yeah.
we go back to 1998, and I put this next picture to prove my point that somebody sold encyclopedias door to door before they became a famous TV star. Because somebody partook of the encyclopedias, and I think it was Clint Black's mama. Them two, if they don't look alike, I don't know who does.
Yes, they do.
As a matter of fact, they actually done a song together years later. But Clint Black was #1 on the charts in 98 with Nothing But the Tail Lights. That was a pretty good song there. This was a beautiful woman, and she just let someone lead her career that didn't need to do it. She went huge on this day with a song, won every award, and they thought, well, you done so good with that, we're going to make you pop now. The problem was she was as country as me. And, well, it didn't appeal to the rest of the world like the country audience, and they were under her career.
Yeah.
Leanne Womack, on this day, March 21st, I Hope You Dance was it. That was the song across America. And it was a great song. But that was her shining moment. Go back to What You Do. I'll think of a reason later to hate her. That was a great song.
Ooh, yeah.
I may hate myself in the morning, but I'm going to love you tonight.
This
Boy,
fella changed.
that's a country song. Let me tell you what.
This fella changed noses like you change hats.
He couldn't sneeze ever. So we go back to 01 there.
Me.
As we found out that he had dolls and other things that were in his bedroom that gives me the heebie-jeebies even talking about it. Let's talk about something else.
How about Rascal Flatts?
Yeah. They went #1 with Fast Cars and Freedom. Pretty good guys there. I like them. Believe it or not, they hunted a lot. I remember watching, and we should have this in here. We should start a little thing there of this segment.
Maybe we can just do a show on this.
Anybody remember the Gong Show?
I mean, that could be the next thing because we're, y'all just don't know what's going on behind the scenes of this. What's coming next is the Scotty Ray Network, and we've got to fill about 12 hours worth of stuff. It's coming because we've got to have something that doesn't portray sex, it portrays family, it portrays God.
Right.
So why not build our own network? And it's the Scotty Ray Network. So we're going. Y'all just don't know what's in store for
Putting
y'all.
Odie in charge of it, too.
It's going to be wild.
We'll be right back as we continue it this morning for you.
Fantasy Cottage Floral and Gifts is located in downtown Quitman, directly across the street from the post office. They are your one-stop shop for all of your floral, a fully stocked gift shop to roses, mixed flower arrangements, and plants. Whether it be a special occasion or just because, remember them in your time of need for all of your funeral floral arrangements. Call on Fantasy Cottage Floral and Gifts at 601-776-3010.
Your next appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, drop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers. A showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen, Amana, and delivery is available. With a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. and by appointment after hours and weekends. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. One thing that always stands for excellence is this right here. Let me show you this picture. That's it. Chet's Paint and Body.
That's, and you know, you've always grown up going or being told that if you find something that you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life. And Chet has found something that he has been passionate about his whole life. He's so good at it. He started a company, and he takes his expertise with him. And it doesn't matter what car you've got, what kind of truck you've got. When you take your car to Chet's Paint and Body, with any kind of damage, minor or major, when you get that car back, it will be professionally done.
That's right.
And that's somebody who does not work a day in his life because he does what makes him happy, and he does what he is extremely good at with all of his personnel. You rest assured that your car is going to be fixed.
Call Chet today. Find out what we mean by that. 737-2961. Free estimates. You'll learn to trust him like we did. We put our word on that. He's a good fellow there. Not many of those left in this world, is it, Odie?
It's not. It's not.
So give him a try the next time that you have. Last night we had a person who escaped from the local East Mississippi hospital. Anthony Chancellor and his deputies were able to apprehend this person and get him back into custody last night. Very cautious. The guy was walking southbound in the northbound lane. Could have turned out bad, and they were able to make the arrest without any incidents. So we're glad it ended up that way.
I don't even think Harold had to show up on this one.
He didn't. Harold didn't get there on this.
Yeah.
Let us show you a video. Now, this is out at Clarkedale Superette, the pharmacy. Let me back up. Clarkedale Pharmacy. I said that wrong. This is the people that broke into it, and this is the actual video of how they done this. They take a chain to a car, hook around the burglar bars, and drive off, rip the door down, and then go in. Watch this. Let me pull this up.
Wow.
If you recognize anybody in this, call Ward Calhoun. Say, hey, I need to speak to Ward. He'll be glad to talk to you. Look at this. Y'all hear that chain?
You hear the chain.
That's the alarm going off.
Y'all can hear that voice.
Do you see it go away at the bottom?
Yeah. And in they go.
Some 15 minutes later, they would arrive in Southeast and do the same thing. They were fast. They knew what they were going to do. It was orchestrated, and they knew where to go and what to do.
Yeah, they didn't have to look. They knew where they were going.
If you recognize them in any shape, form, or way, call the police. They would love to talk to you. Ward Calhoun, got a whole bunch of guys there that have nothing better to do but chase down bad guys today.
That's right, and that's what they want to do.
I received an email last night, and I opened it up. It said, do not open an email from Doris Speidel. She is, let me put this up here.
Ooh.
She's your tax collector, and her email has been hacked and been sending out emails. So if you get one from her, wait a few days. Even call down to the office and say, is it okay to open now? Because she is not sending out emails, and apparently someone's hacked that email and just been sending out a bunch of things that aren't right. So we don't want you to be a part of that.
Carl, I was thinking the same thing. That sounded like a Mustang when it crunk it up.
It does. Got some pipes on it for sure.
Yeah.
We should be getting some pictures in a day or so here of the subject's vehicle. Of course, it'll be dark because that was at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
When all that went down. Unclaimed money, and I've got $125 in this that I have not claimed yet.
And all you got to do is go get it. And now you can do this all year long. When David came and was on the show with us, he talked about this, and this is something he wanted to push out. Well, now it's going to be here at the Lauderdale County Government Center there on 22nd Avenue, Monday the 25th from 3 to 7. Come in there, sit down with them, tell them, say, look, this is my name. You don't even have to tell them an address. They'll search for your name. I think you can do like your parents and all to see if there's any money that's left unclaimed that the state has. And if it is, they can help you get the paperwork done to claim that money. It could be $5. It could be $10. It could be $5,000.
It could.
But go down there and walk in. It won't cost you a dime. They want to help you get your money back. But this could be a number of things, the reason you've got money in your name that they were unable to contact you. So go by there 3 to 7 p.m. Monday, and you'll be good.
Let's go west of here, like you're going toward Jackson over to Newton County, and you'll pass a little place that's got Jody Pennington as sheriff.
That's a good old fella.
He sent out an alert to us yesterday, said, hey, I need a little help. Let me show you the picture that he needs help with. He's looking for this person. The charge, attempted murder. Ooh, do you know Taylor? Where Taylor Jackson might be? Call him today or call Crime Stoppers, either one of those. You can call the Sheriff's Department, drop by and say, look, I'd like to say something. No names will be used, but they are looking for someone and would like to make an arrest and put that to bed, so to speak. Shad White's been busy. 3 of them.
Wow.
Let's take a look here. Boy, I'm telling you, some people are just more photogenic than others.
Yeah, that on the right needs a little help.
Yes, sir,
We
Bob.
need to send our makeup crew over there, don't we? Wait a minute, we don't have a makeup crew.
You're right. This was a huge, elaborate fraud scheme that was going on. He's made an arrest. I think there probably could be some more. I think Shad has made some more I hadn't reported. I'll have to check on today.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good sized little ring that they're getting took care of.
Well, I tell you what, I was sitting there minding my own business yesterday. Michael Ted passed me. I said, where's Michael Ted going? I thought, well, I better follow him. I did.
Somewhere good.
And I found him right over here. This is on 33rd and Valley Street. Look at this. This is a house fire that was reported yesterday. They kicked this door in. There was flames pouring out of here when I first got there.
So in a vacant house.
Yep. Now let me pause this. I stumbled up. This house was huge in its day, Odie. This was a part of Meridian. This had to be a wealthy part of town at one point in time.
And now it's running down.
Everything boarded up in that community, but it was humongous, and you can only think what it used to be.
If it was, you had a house that size, you know that area was nice. It was immaculate. You know, Meridian's got some, most of the old homes burnt down, but we've got some old homes that really look good.
As you can see, that was the fire there in the background as they got in there. But fortunately, no one was hurt. No one was in the home. Most likely, vagrants that were staying in the home set the fire and then ran once it happened there. So, keeping you updated what they were doing also yesterday. I'll tell you what. Let's see here. Some other things that are going on around the state. What was all this Tate is going to be doing? Deer hunting. He has taken a pen and made it by law. You can now wear yourself
some pink
hunting vest. Not only is orange acceptable, pink is now. I guess it's been a push for that for the ladies.
I reckon so.
Is that what that is?
I don't care what color it is, as long as it keeps me from being shot. That's what I want to wear. Nobody sells pink out there. They've all grown up seeing orange.
It goes into effect July 1st. He signed the piece of paper there. So come hunting season, wear your pink and wear it proudly.
Yeah. Boy, we need to get into the pink camouflage making business real quick.
Because it's fits to be busy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right, we'll be right back. More on the way with Scotty Ray and Odie.
The Preserve at Meridian is the premier senior living community in the Meridian area, offering independent living cottages, assisted living, and maintain their independence and pursue an engaging lifestyle with a robust activities calendar, personalized care programs, wellness activities, restaurant-style dining, and much more. Call or visit us online today at preserveatmeridian.com to schedule your personal tour.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. And yesterday, this is twice within a month that this has happened, is Facebook and you get into Instagram went down again yesterday for about 3 hours. Major issues. And again, this is the second time this has happened. They're not saying much about it, but does one tend to think maybe it was a hack of some sort? It does make you think that. We don't know. It's just speculation on our part with that. But it was a 3-hour outage that hit it worldwide. Wow.
So, and I saw a little bit of something that wasn't
it
right,
wasn't working correctly.
I mean, it wasn't completely out, so I really didn't think a whole lot about it.
So if things were off a little bit yesterday, that had something to do with that, just to keep you up to date with what's going on worldwide there. Let's see here. Subway. I didn't realize this. Subway is going to be switching from Coca-Cola to Pepsi products nationwide. So if you were got a particular drink there, they're switching. Thought you might want to know.
They did that on Carnival ship.
Did they? How'd it go over?
Don't nobody like it.
They had their favorites and wanted it.
Well, Coke is Coke.
It goes with Coke and
Jack.
Yeah, those two names. That's what I was getting at. I couldn't figure out how to word it.
Everybody knows. I mean, I like me a little Jack and Coke with a cigar.
I can see Odie on a deck smuggling Coca-Cola in under a trench coat.
No, you can take a 12-pack with you.
Can you?
Each one of us can take a 12-pack of drinks. You can bring home a 12-pack of drinks and a bottle of wine each.
Each passenger. Mm-hmm. So that could get you through the cruise.
Well, and to get you to the next stop.
No comment.
Bring home another 12.
No comment there. Listen, that's a few of the things that's going on there. St. Patrick's Day. Boy, that happens a lot of parades. Always watch yourself at parades of what people are doing in cars. We had a mother that was injured there. The Kennedys, shockingly, are not sticking together on this. RFK Jr. running for president. Looks like he'll be the number 3 guy out there. The family, they're voting for Biden. They even took a family photo with Biden instead of RFK Jr.
Well, they'd really want to support Nikki.
They really do. But man, that's pretty strong when your entire family does not support you for president. So should you.
Yeah.
That's the point of the picture with Biden. All right, we need to give away a coffee mug. Here we go. This is what we're drawing for now. Scotty Ray Report coffee mug from Hyundai of Meridian.
Yes, so happy birthday to John Bedingfield, 15 years old, and David Miller, 72 years young, and David Miller.
All righty.
He is the winner of our coffee mug. So happy birthday. All you got to do is go down there to Hyundai of Meridian and tell them that you were the winner of the day. Highway 39, big gray building. You can't miss it.
And good news yesterday, they stabilized the interest rate. So 401ks maintained yesterday as we watching the Feds closely there. So nothing's gone up and your stock markets are good. Odie, I'm going to let you take us out and remind everybody why we do what we do.
Yeah, we do it for the one sole reason because God allows us to do this. And today we're going to go to 1 Peter 3, verse 15. But in your hearts revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give him an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect. Let everybody know that you have Jesus Christ in your heart, and let them know what Jesus Christ can do for them. We'll be back in about 23 hours. Until then, always remember, we love you and we want you to have a wonderful day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.